Hi, I'm Josh, back with the third and final video about my Queensland trip. And I've saved the best for last. That's right, I'm talking about Warner Brothers Movie World. Unfortunately, we start on a bit of a downer, because they weren't particularly informative about guest services, meaning I didn't even know that we could visit them and potentially get some of the benefits I've talked about in the previous videos. And it was incredibly busy when I was there. So some sort of help to at least not have to wait in line all day for some attractions would definitely have been appreciated. Speaking of the attractions, we go straight to the biggest winner, DC Rivals. Easily the biggest and best roller coaster in Australia. This thing is incredible. It's fast, it's forceful, it's everything I want in a coaster. With great ejector airtime even in the middle row, and that non-inverting loop which never gets old. And the kicker on top of all of that, the backwards facing seats. For me, I'm generally someone who will happily ride a roller coaster, hands in the air like I just don't care. But going backwards on this thing had me holding on for dear life. It's a breathtaking experience, and absolutely worth the fee they charge for it. I mean, you're getting to skip the line and ride it backwards, so they do kind of have to charge for it, in my opinion. The other big winner is Superman Escape. I know it's almost 20 years old at this point, and it did break down at one point while we were there, but when it's working, it's still one of my favourite rides in Australia. And that launch going from a dead stop to 100 Ks in about 2 seconds, yeah, that always puts a smile on my face. I do just briefly want to mention Green Lantern before I get to the lowlights. The ride itself is fine. It's a wacky little thing that leaves an impression, but those final breaks are terrible. I felt like I was going to leave with bruised ribs. You get stapled so hard by the restraint at the end of the ride. Which brings me on to the major low point. There's an app that does let you track the expected wait times for the rides at Movie World, but it was wildly inaccurate when I was there. Case in point, Wild West Falls, the log ride, said an estimated 40-minute wait when I jumped in. And even that was stretching what I'd be willing to wait for this kind of a ride. But 40 minutes turned into 2.5 hours with no easy way out of the... For a comparison, we didn't wait more than 40 minutes for any other rides. Meaning if we'd skipped this thing, we could have done pretty much everything else twice in the time it took to get on Wild West once. Also, the new lap bar design they have in that thing is awful. It's downright painful and takes up a lot of the very limited legroom that was already present in those boats. I understand why they had to make the change, but there had to be something better than this. And that's not even the worst thing about the day. Because the worst thing is the food. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 options for food at Movie World, and we definitely chose the wrong one. I mean, really, if you're going to say that your hot dog is served with cheese and onion, you would expect the onion to be cooked and the cheese to be melted, right? That's not just a me thing, is it? So yeah, if you're going to visit Movie World, do yourself a favour. Bring your own food if you can. Wow, opening and closing on a downer. Better share my overall thoughts before you think I really hate this place. Movie World, for all its flaws, is still the best park on the Gold Coast. And if you're only going to do one, this is the one to visit. Especially when they complete their Wizard of Oz section and reopen Scooby-Doo later in the year or early next year. It's going to have quite literally everything that a family could ask for. And more than enough to keep the adrenaline junkies like me satisfied to boot. There's a reason Movie World's been around for as long as it has, and it's because they are the gold standard theme park in Australia. If you're enjoying what we're doing here at A Blind Tasting, please consider subscribing. Likes and comments are always appreciated. And until next time, you'll see me, but I won't see you.